invincible, unstoppable, too powerful to be defeated, too powerful to be overcome. You are incapable of being conquered, defeated, or subdued. You are more than a conqueror. You are a champion. If you don't take nothing else, take that diamond, and I want you to get it in your spirit and let that regurgitate to you, because I want you to know that you are invincible, unstoppable, too powerful to be defeated, too powerful to be overcome. So all of this reminds me, when I think of winning, when it really hurts, is when Jordan's father was murdered. When Jordan's father was murdered, you know, he had to step down out of the NBA. He was in so much pain. He was recorded of saying that he was in so much pain and that his father was missing, like maybe you're in a lot of pain. Many people are experiencing situations like when my mom passed. It was tremendous stress and pain. Well, Michael Jordan, one of the things that he said is that the price of your personality and your character is tested with an acid test when you're really hurting. And when he stepped out of the NBA, he said it was the pain that had him come back, and that he harnessed that pain. So that's what I want to ask you. I want you to harness your pain. I want you to harness your pain like Michael Jordan did. I want you to remember that when things don't go your way, that doesn't mean that it doesn't work. No, when things don't go your way, that's you being sculptured into the person that you were. Michael Jordan said that when his dad died and was murdered, he was interviewed by Oprah, and they said, well, your dad was murdered. Don't you want to get revenge? Don't you want to get this guy back? Don't you want to meet this guy? Jordan said, no. He said, you know, I forgive the guy, and actually, I don't view my dad as being murdered. I view him as moving on to a new stage of life. All of that reminds me of perspective. You know, when it really hurts, what's important is your perspective. All of this makes me think of Nelson Mandela, 27 years in prison. After 20 years in prison. Now, Nelson Mandela went to prison for just trying to help people straighten their lives out in the apartheid. But Nelson Mandela did 27 years in prison, came out of prison after 27 years and became the president of South Africa after the apartheid. You know, winning when it really hurts takes character. And I want to tell you, in blockchain technology, in hyperfund, no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, remember that you're going to make it. And remember that you are your affirmations. You continue to tell yourself, no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. And when it really hurts, that's when you have to use that fuel to manifest greatness. You know, Nelson Mandela, when interviewed after 20 years in prison, they asked him, they said, you got to be bitter. You got to be angry. Tell us, Nelson, Matiba, tell us how you feel. I mean, you've been in prison 20 years. And for a wrongful imprisonment, I mean, like, what's going on? How are you feeling? Do you want to get revenge? And Nelson Mandela said something that pierced my heart, because he said, no, actually, I'm really glad that I came to prison because I had an opportunity to find myself. And I said, what did he say? What did he say? I said, wait a minute, what did he say? What did that brother say? He said 20 years in prison and he was grateful. You see, all of that is perception. All of that is because perception is greater than reality. If we can shift our perception and we can take the pain, the experiences that we're having, the disappointments, you know, all that reminds me of the successful usually don't ever have this issue to have to confront, because most successful people are born out of adversity. Adversity births more great people than success. When you look at the successful people in life, usually they come from adversity families, they come from dysfunctional families, and through that pain is birthed greatness, like you. Nelson Mandela was a fighter, like you. Michael Jordan went back to the NBA and did another three-peat after the death of his dad. That makes me ask you, what are you doing with the pain in your life? Remember what Picasso said. He said, use your pain as an instrument. And he went on to say, everything you can imagine is real. Use your pain as an instrument. Remember that everyone in your life is actually a source of fuel. Think of every situation in your life as a source of fuel. All of that reminds me of Mary Kay. We talked about her before, but Mary Kay, after her husband had been together for 20 years, they had been married for 20 years. They were 2 weeks away from launching the business, 2 weeks away from launching the Mary Kay enterprise. And at the kitchen table, her husband had a heart attack, a massive heart attack, rolled over at the table and died. You know, Mary Kay could have given up, like many have. But Mary Kay made this statement. She said, I've got the courage to get this done. The family attorney told her, listen, you need to scrap these plans. You need to not move forward with this because her husband was the brains. Her husband was the one that had all this, the structural intervention, all of the power in the relationship. Mary Kay said, no, I will not. I have the courage to move forward. Mary Kay said, nothing is going to stop me. I want you to have that Mary Kay spirit. I want you to remember that nothing is going to stop you. Like Mary Kay, like Michael Jordan, like Nelson Mandela, you too are a winner. And winning when it really hurts is where you really get your power.